Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So now I will going to discuss the last coverage of our Unit 7 that is included sa ating midterm exam. So it is entitled Reactions of Monosaccharide. So in the reactions of monosaccharide, there are five basic reaction na we're going to learn in this video, guys. So for the first type of reaction, we have oxidation reaction. Then the second one is the reduction of monosaccharide. The third one is the glycoside formation. And the fourth one is phosphate ester formation. And the last one is amino sugar formation. So now, before we go to this type of reaction, although narinig nyo na to guys nun sa mga discussion natin regarding sa amino acid enzyme, yung oxidoreductase, yung ibig sabihin ng oxidation tsaka reduction. So here, almost ganun din naman po yung nangyayari sa ating monosaccharide kapag nag-undergo siya ng oxidation or reduction. So before we go to this first two and proceed to this three, let us analyze the uh tawag dito, reactions that happens on our functional group. So for the aldehyde, this one is the aldehyde po yung present sa ating mga monosaccharide aldehyde usually. So usual po na nagkakameron po ng oxidation reduction ay aldehyde. Yung ketone functional group po, it needs to be converted into aldehyde sugar or aldo sugar before it undergo this oxidation and reduction, guys. So for example, fructose, it is converted by your body into glucose through isomerization reaction, through the isomerase enzyme before it undergo this type of reaction. So for the aldehyde, when the aldehyde is oxidized, it forms this functional group, yung COOH. So what do you call this functional group? This called as carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. So bale po ang ating pong sugar, functional group na aldehyde, it becomes carboxylic acid. So this become called sugar acid, guys. Then kapag naman na-reduce naman po, we say na-reduce, we add hydrogen, 'di ba, dun sa ating ano. So it will become a primary alcohol. Nagiging primary alcohol, guys. Primary. So let us change the color of for the primary alcohol. So let's use blue. So nagiging primary alcohol naman po guys kapag ang ating aldose sugar ay na-reduce. So yung primary alcohol naman, if we oxidize that, we can create again a sugar, aldose sugar. So in the presence of this functional group aldehyde. Okay, I hope that's clear po yung mga basic po. Now let's go to the oxidation reaction. In oxidation reaction, meron tayong three type ng oxidation reaction. So let me move po ito pataas para maano natin. So for the first one is the oxidation reaction using the weak oxidizing agent. So ang most common po na weak oxidizing agent is what we're going to use in our laboratory, the Benedict's solution or the Tollens reagent. So Benedict's solution, let's say for example, contains an element copper. So it contains an element copper which has a 2 plus charge and reduce into copper plus 1 charge. So na-reduce po yung copper. Ibig sabihin, yung pagka-reduce niya, may something na ino-oxidize tayo. So yung ating pong D-glucose or which we call the aldo sugar or in this type of reaction, the aldo sugar will be converted into aldonic acid. Aldonic. So bale po guys, yung ating pong O's na magiging suffix po niya ay onic. So aldonic acid. So let's copy po muna yung ating structure guys. So let's copy po yung structure. Kasama na yung pangalan. So yan. So what happened here is sabi nga sa kaninang natin guide, yung atin pong aldehyde functional group will become carboxylic acid. So let's change na po to. Bali po ang na-oxidize po is yung aldehyde functional group at the top. Yan. And then it becomes a carboxylic acid. COOH. So you see that yung nangyari po sa ating is yung carbon 1 po, yun po yung inattack ng ating weak oxidizing agent to be converted into carboxylic acid, guys. Yan, naging carboxylic acid. So, let's po, highlight. Yan po yung ating na-change, guys, yung taas lang. Pag taas lang yung na-change, so our sugar, for example, we become sugar acid with a suffix onic. So, this is now called D-gluconic acid. So, magiging na po siya, onic yung gluconic, D-gluconic. So, I will change the color of the suffix, guys, para matrace po natin na gluconic. So, naging na po siya, D-gluconic acid, a type of a sugar acid. So, bali po, guys, ang example po natin, itong may copper 2 plus, copper plus 1, that is called Benedict solution. So, a Benedict solution po, that is kulay blue po siyang solution. Let's say, for example, I draw a bottle. Tapos, yung solution pong yon na gagamitin natin sa ating laboratory experiment later. So, meron po siyang kulay blue na color. Kulay blue po yung color nun. Tapos, when you put it in the solution, tapos you hit the solution na merong merong presence ng reducing sugar. Ang tawag po dito guys sa mga monosaccharide na lahat po ng monosaccharide guys na merong aldose. They are termed as reducing kasi it caused the element in the Benedict solution to be reduced. Kaya reducing sugar sila. And yung Benedict solution will cause them to be oxidized to become carboxylic acid. So now, yung atin pong is na-oxidize, katulad ng nakikita natin guys, na-oxidize po yung ating solution. Yung ating sugar. So if that sugar is present in the solution like in your urine sample, for example, sa urine po, the patient will submit the urine, then we test that using Benedict's test. The color of the urine, for example, let's say we have a test tube, and on that sample, we have a urine sample, meron tayong urine, let's color it yellow, kunyari yellow, normal naman. Then kapag yung urine na yan is nilagyan natin ng Benedict solution, then we hit that on the flame, we apply a heat, ano, to that. If that sample turns into color red, bright red guys bright red. If that sample change into color, ano po, color red, let's say for example, nag-change siya into color red, that means that present po sa solution ng urine or malaking percentage niya ay merong reducing sugar, specifically the glucose, which is very important po in the field of diagnostic para malaman natin kung nalilik ba yung glucose sa urine or hindi. So that's our ano po target experiment in the final period. So bale, one of the example guys Benedict solution. So I write the spelling Benedict solution. Benedict's solution. Then another ano po solution na pwedeng gamitin is the Tollens reagent. Or let's say for example, this is Tollens reagent. Yung Tollens reagent naman po para siyang silvery ang color. So spelling po Tollens reagent. Ang Tollens reagent naman po, ang positive naman niya sa reducing sugar kapag gano'n din po 'pag nilagyan natin ng catalyst like, sulfuric acid, nagtu-turn siya into ano, silvery mirror kapag may presence po ng mga ano, reducing sugar. So, 'yun po yung ano, guys, example po ng ating weak oxidizing agent, Benedict's solution at saka Tollens reagent. Okay. So, next naman po, we have the strong oxidizing agent. So the action of strong oxidizing agent, ganito naman po yung nangyayari. So wala po tayong ipapakita ng example niyan guys kasi hindi naman natin gagamitin ng strong sa ating experiment. Yung weak lang po ang gagamitin. Yung Benedict solution. Para ma-detect natin kung sino ang merong sugar ang urine or wala. So let's copy po. Yan. Dito naman po sa strong, nagiging ano po, nagiging tawag dito, carboxylic acid natin ay the top and the bottom. So, what happened here is that the aldose sugar will be converted into aldaric. Aldaric naman po. Aric po yung ating magiging suffix aric. Aldaric. Yan. So, bale, ang na-change po natin dito is yung top at saka itong bottom. Nagiging carboxylic acid. So, wait lang guys. Medyo nagiging carboxylic acid guys. Yan. COOH. Tapos COOH. Kasi nga strong. Tapos, let's highlight po yung ating na-change ng strong oxidizing agent. Yan. Sali itong top at saka itong bottom po na-change po. So, from the D-glucose, magiging ano na po siya? Magiging D-glucaric. Ano? D-glucaric. So, palitan ko ng kulay. Gawin natin green. D-glucaric acid. So, yan na po yung name po ha. Pagka pa na-react na natin sa strong oxidizing agent from this oxidation reaction. Next naman po, para naman po sa enzymatic oxidation, this is what happens in your body. Ang na-oxidize naman po dito sa enzymatic oxidation ay yung nasa baba lang. So, let's copy ulit yung ating structure. Nasa baba lang guys ha. So, here what happened is yung atin pong aldose sugar will be turned into alduronic. Alduronic. Bale po, ang atin pong suffix ng ang O sa pinalitan ng uronic acid. So what happens is this bottom will change into carboxylic acid, guys. Naging carboxylic acid. And I highlight po yung na-change para ma-trace po natin na yun ay enzymatic. Kapag nakita niyo po guys sa enzymatic ay baba lang yung na-change. Then ang ating naging suffix na ng sugar acid is uronic. So this one will be termed as glucuronic. This term as glucuronic. So let's change the color. Ronic. Glucuronic. So wait lang guys. Glucuronic dapat. Yan, acid. So that's it for the for the oxidation. Meron po tayong tatlo guys na example na oxidation na. We have the weak oxidation, the oxidizing agent, oxidation through weak oxidizing agent. So what oxidize is yung carbon number 1 po, yung aldehyde functional group. So let me erase po muna to. Yun lang po yung na-oxidize guys, yung aldehyde functional group. This one is aldonic guys, Aldo. So yan. So I will nga muna, ayusin ko lang yung guys ha. Yan. Dito sa weak oxidizing agent guys again, yung taas lang po yung change. So let's delete the highlight at the bottom. Remove the highlight. Nagtagal na ako sa oxidizing. May naka-copy-paste kasing iba. So yan po guys ha. We have the weak oxidizing, example natin Benedict solution at saka Tollens reagent. Then we have the strong. So nagiging suffix natin aric. Then the enzymatic oxidation, yung baba lang yung change niya sa glucuronic, nagiging glucuronic. Next, for the reduction po, very lang naman po. Isa lang po yung nangyayari. Yung ating aldehyde po with the presence of H2 and the catalyst, marireduce po siya guys. With the presence of H2 and the catalyst. Also, catalyst din po yung mga enzyme natin sa katawan. So this one will become an alcohol, primary alcohol po guys. Katulad nung una kong pinakita sa inyo kanina. So let's copy this. Magiging daw po siya, primary alcohol. So delete natin. Then we change it into primary alcohol. So magiging CH2OH. So iniba ko guys ang kulay para maalaman natin na yun yung ating nabago. So from this, aldehyde will become primary alcohol. And yan lang po yung nangyayaring reaction kapag reduction. Yan lang po yung nababago. Then, our aldo sugar, aldose, yung suffix na os ay papalitan nyo lang po ng itol. So, magiging alditol. So, alditol. Al, tapos I, yan, alditol. So, this one, D-glucose, magiging D-glucitol. So, let's erase po yung O's. Palitan natin ng itol, glucitol. So, this one is, meron po siyang common name. Also known din po siya as D-sorbitol. D or D-sorbitol. This is the, sugar alcohol. Oh, nakikreate po natin na guys, sugar alcohol, reduction. This sugar alcohol is very important in the, cosmetics and also to food. Nilalagay po siya and ginagamit din po siyang artificial sweetener sa chewing gum. Ha, kasi nga po itong sugar alcohol na 'to is hindi kayang i-metabolize ng mga bakterya sa mouth. Serve as sweetener pero hindi naman nakakapag-cause ng bad breath kasi nga hindi siya kayang i-metabolize ng bakterya. Those sugar po na kayang i-metabolize ng bakterya na nag-stay sa mouth niyo ang nagko-cause ng bad breath. Okay? So that's for the ano, reduction. Okay? So for the next type of reaction, we have the following. We have the glycoside formation. Very very straightforward lang naman po itong reaction na 'to. Ire-react lang natin yung ating sugar sa primary alcohol or any alcohol. Then we can create the glycoside. So this one is a hemiacetal dun sa pinag-usapan natin on the other video. Then ang mangyayari po, ito pong hydrogen niya, kaya kinulay ko na kulay blue, is this will form a water and this CH3 will replace the place of that hydrogen in this molecule, form glycoside. So let's copy po. So ganito lang po guys yung mangyayari dyan guys sa ating molecule. This is a sugar monosaccharide. So this, for example, beta D glucose. So what happened here is this CH3, will replace the hydrogen. So magiging ano na po yun, CH3 to form the glycoside. This now use term as glycoside. So ibig sabihin po hindi po siya reactive na species, hindi po siya ma-oxidize na sugar kasi nag-react siya sa alcohol. Then another product po natin sa kabila side is the water because of OH plus yung H nag-replace po sila. So we have H2O. So po-form tayo ng H2O guys. So with the presence of H plus and a catalyst, it is a reversible reaction. Pwede po uli yung H2O ay mag-react doon to form an alcohol. That's why nga po ang sugar ginagamit para sa pag-produce ng alcohol guys. No? Kasi puro alcohol group po siya. So this one is a glycoside. So magiging ano po siya, glucoside. Papalitan lang po natin yung suffix. Ang pangalan niya ay magiging ano, beta D glucoside. Yung glucose, yung E, papalitan nyo ng IDE. Magiging glucoside. So, beta-D-glucoside. So, this is a glycoside sugar. Ano, yung hindi na po hydrogen yung nasa dulo. Ibang molecule na po. That's why it become hindi na po siya hindi na po siya ma-oxidize. This is called a non-reducing sugar na po, non-reducing. So ibig sabihin po, ito po ay sugar species na hindi magpapakita ng color change kapag tinest natin with Benedict solution, guys. So that's for ano po, glycoside formation. Next po, para naman po sa phosphate ester formation, ito naman po karaniwang nangyayari sa ating ah monosaccharide when it enters a metabolic pathway like glycolysis. The step one of glycolysis is the phosphorylation po ng ating glucose in the liver through the enzyme hexokinase. May dalawa po siyang possible na outcome, guys. So, ang tawag po doon sa mapoform natin, dalawang possible outcome ng ating glucose is the phosphate ester. Phosphate ester. So, gawa pa tayo ng isa, guys. Yan. Yan. So dalawa po kasi ang puwedeng puntahan ng phosphate nitong ano, nitong ATP. 'Di ba yung ATP, pinophosphorylate niya through the enzyme kinase. Tapos didikit yung kanyang phosphate, dalawa po. Puwede po siyang pumunta sa carbon 1. This is carbon number 1. So let's label, this is carbon 1 and this is carbon number 6. Yan po yung dalawa niyang puwedeng attach yan. So burahin po natin yung hydrogen and we change that into phosphate. So, sa carbon number 1 dito nakalagay ang phosphate. Dito naman ay sa carbon number 6. So, dalawa po yung possible na phosphate ester na ma-form kapag nag-react yung ating ATP sa 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 glucose through the use of the enzyme hexokinase in the liver. Yan. So this now, anong pangalan po nitong ating phosphate ester na to? This is called beta D glucose. Tapos lalagyan nyo lang po ng number kung anong number po nakalocate yung phosphate attachment natin. Beta D-glucose 1 phosphate. So yun lang po ang pangalan niya. Beta glucose 1 phosphate. Tapos ito naman isa beta D-glucose. Since sa 6 po siya nakalagay naman, 6 phosphate. Ganun lang po kasimple guys ang phosphate ester formation. Okay. So sa ATP po, then yung ating monosaccharide ay dalawa lang po yung possible na puntahan guys sa number 6 at saka number 1 dito. So for the last po, in the type of reaction that is the coverage of our midterm is this one, the amino sugar formation. Ano, amino sugar formation. So sa amino sugar formation naman, ang usually lang po diyang ah, iaas ay anong carbon nag-a-attach yung amino group pag nag-react ang ating sugar with amino acid. So pag nag-react po kasi ang ating sugar with amino acid, makakatanggap siya ng ano amino group. And usually po sa number 2 guys, number 2. So let's label po ang ating ano. So this is 1, this is carbon 2, 1 carbon 2, 1 carbon 2. So ito pong carbon 2 po diyan magre-react. So let's replace the NH2, the H with NH2. So magiging NH2 po 'yan, guys. Yan, attach po yung amino group natin. In this ano po, galactose din po ma-attach din po yung ating NH2. Okay, then here po sa mannose naman po nag-iba lang. Nasa taas po kasi yung OH na dahil C2 ephemer siya ng glucose. So baligtaran sila ng carbon 2. So bale po nasa taas po yung kanyang NH2. Siya lang po yung naiiba guys sa tatlo na common na nire-reactan ng ating mga amino acid. Yan na. So ngayon po, iba na po yung magiging pangalan. What is the amino sugar name of this the following? This is now called alpha D-glucosamine. So papalitan niyo po yung E ng amine para ma-indicate na siya ay amino sugar. Glucosamine. So glucosamine. Dito naman po guys, galactosamine. So galactosamine. And for the last, we have manusamine. Ano, manusamine. Palitan nyo lang po guys ng amin. So they are the form of sugar po if they reacted with your amino acid. So they capture the amino group and they are now named as uh, aldosamine. Ano aldosamine? So we have the alpha D glucosamine, alpha D galactosamine, and alpha D manosamine. So they are very important amino sugars that can be present on important oligosaccharide in your body. So like what I present you here sa baba na amino sugar po uli. Ito po ay makikita natin, nakikita rin pala natin itong dalawang ito sa biomarkers ng ating red blood cell, yung nagda-determine ng inyong blood type, guys. So madidiscuss natin yan later in the finals kasi half of the carbohydrates ay nilagay ko na lang po sa finals. Hanggang dito lang yung kinover natin sa carbohydrates. So bale itong glucosamine and galactosamine, they are present as biomarkers in your RBC to determine your blood type, guys. Then also as well as this two. So ngayon po ang alpha D glucosamine, meron po tayong another type ng amino sugar na may acetyl group. So bale po guys, this is also present in the chitin. Chitin na yung exoskeleton ng mga insect. So we replace the hydrogen with NH2. NH2 guys, yan, NH2. So ang pagkakaiba lang po nito, may additional attachment po ito, may acetyl pa po. Acetyl. So, bale duktong po uli the acetyl, yung double bond sa oxygen tapos may CH3. This is called the acetyl group. Galing siya from the ano, dalawang carbon po siya na carboxylic acid. Kaya tinawag siya na acetyl. Kasi COOH dapat 'to na na-replace nitong, functional group na 'to. So this, two, is called the N-acetyl, ah, amino sugar na present din as biomarker in our RBC sa red blood cell dun sa surface ng ating membrane ng mga RBC niyo para determine ang inyong blood type. So this one is called N-acetylglucosamine. N-acetyl. Naka-indicate po na N kasi yung ating acetyl ay naka-attach sa N, hindi dito sa ating sugar amino acid. Sa N po naka-attach. So kaya N-acetyl. So the term is N-acetyl. N-acetyl alpha D glucosamine. So papalitan lang po natin yung ano uli ng amin. So that is the name of this amino sugar that is one of the biomarker of your RBC. Then this one is called N-acetyl galactosamine. N-acetyl galactosamine. So bale po ganun po uli. N-acetyl alpha D galactosamine. So palitan lang muna natin yung ano ng A. Okay, so that's it na po sa ating mga reactions of monosaccharides. So we will cover the following reaction po guys. Paki-review na lang po dyan sa inyo. The first one is oxidation. We have three types. We have weak oxidizing agent, oxidation with weak oxidizing agent. This is what we're going to perform in our laboratory. The test for the urine sample using a Benedict solution. And the next one is a strong oxidizing agent when we oxidize both carbon 1 and carbon 6 forming aldaric acid. Ano, aldaric acid. Wait. Kulang pa po yung pangalan guys pala. Dapat may acid. So, an acid sugar called aldaric acid. So, from D-glucose maging D-glucaric acid. Then we have the enzymatic oxidation kung saan baba lang. So, ang ating aldose ay maging alduronic. So, bale po ang ating D-glucose maging D-glucuronic acid. Then, for the ano naman po, for the reduction, we have formation lang po ng ating primary alcohol. The the aldehyde functional group will be changed into primary alcohol. And one of the example po natin, yung D-glucose magiging D-glucitol with the presence of catalyst in H2 uh, uh, element. And another common name po niya, disorbitol. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, ginagamit siya as sweetener in your chewing gum kasi this is sweet pero hindi naman siya tunay na sugar at hindi siya na-metabolize ng bacteria. That's why it prevents the bad breath. And then we also tackled about the this one, glycoside formation po. Ito naman po, tandaan nyo lang, mag-react lang po tayo sa primary alcohol or any alcohol. And the sugar, which is reducing sugar siya nung una kasi mayroon siyang easily eliminated hydrogen dito to be oxidized, ay nagkameron ng bara, which is CH3, kaya naging ano na po siya, glycoside sugar or non-reducing sugar. And hindi po siya magpapakita ng reaction kapag nilagyan natin ng oxidizing agent. Pero yun naman pong reaction na to ay reversible. So with the presence also of water again, we can reverse this glycoside sugar to become normal sugar again. And makikreate tayo ng alcohol. Next po, we have the phosphate ester formation which is usually, ang example po yung nasa metabolic pathway natin sa glycolysis. And we react with the ATP. And the phosphate of this ATP will come into two carbon po, two location lang, carbon 1 at carbon 6. So this called beta D glucose 1 phosphate kasi nasa 1, and then beta D glucose 6 phosphate. By the way nga pala guys, na-forget ko lang yung isa pang product nila. From ATP nga pala magiging ADP. May ADP pa po pala dito. So Yan. For the last po yung ating mga amino sugar. Ang amino sugar po natin is ito po, yung alpha-D-glucosamine, galactosamine, and manosamine. So, this two is a common biomarker po na nakikita natin sa ating tawag dito, RBCs or base para ma-determine ang ating blood type. And also this two. So, I hope it become helpful to you for your preparation for the midterm exam. That's all for this video and God bless you all. Class.